First of all, we are going to the land of iron, Raudanmaa. That is the translation, where they have iron women, iron children, and iron men fighting against the loss of services and for the schools and to get internet and everything working. And now they are fighting and strongly to get a village hall working in their area. They have 600 inhabitants. It's close to a big city, Tampere, and they have great social activity and spirits and entrepreneurial spirits to make all of this happen. So it's about school services, village hall, and fiber. And this is with these words, in very short, that I will then pass the word to Elenia or Heini to go on with the cafe. Thank you so much.
All right. Hey, welcome indeed to Raudanmaa. My name is Heini Niklas-Salminen, and I've been working very closely when we did our optical fiber project. And I have a background of home economics teacher, and I'm also running my own business for the last 15 years. And here I will start to show you the presentation. So, like Kim already told, we are the village in Finland, 30 kilometers from Tampere, which is second biggest city in Finland, but about 200,000 inhabitants only. So we are very spread it over our big country. So about 2 hours from Helsinki, and we have a long tradition of developing the village together, and we have done it with village associations and cooperative companies. We are the part of Finland's top equestrian community in Kangasala, and lots of natural beauty because we are located between these two big lakes. And like Kim told, that we have a population of 600, but during the summertime and holidays, we have the doubled inhabitants here, because in Finland, the summer cottages are really popular. So the land of 5 million people, we have 4 million saunas, for example. So it tells something about our culture and this cottage type of a life, what we like to live with the nature. So basically, here we have collected the strategies, what our plans are connected to. So obviously the smart village strategies, what we have created also in this project. And at the bottom, the link to our own city strategy of the rural areas of possibilities. We have done several different kind of projects. So we have used to do everything by ourselves. So we have the water cooperative, so the sewage system, and as well the fresh water we did ourselves to our area. So the infrastructure is mainly done by ourselves, because also we did this optic fiber network. And now we have going on this smart village hall planning project, which ends in May this year. And for that purpose, we also established a new cooperative called Raudanmaa Village. And because of these projects, we were also selected to the competition of the smartest village in Finland last year, and among the 5 final finalists. And like Elenia already told, or was it Kim, that we were also one of the first 5 European pilot villages in this current project. We have a long history in our village to have a competing, not against, but in a way with our city officials, so officers. So basically, they would like to see the countryside in our community more as just a place where farmers live, and all the services should be concentrated to the center of our Kangasala city, and that has been the reason why we started to do the planning after our school was closed 2 years ago. So we needed to start to have the creating the services ourselves. So that's why we started this Smart Village Hall project. And now I tell a few words more about our Raudanmaa optical fiber network cooperative. So we started to do the planning and financing in 2016. And then on 2017, we did the blueprint and the actual construction. And the idea was to do it together with our national electric transmission company, because we had this the cables on the air, and then when we have these storms and heavy snow falling, then the electric breaks are very common in our village. And this was the way how also the villagers who, even the old people who don't even use the internet at all, they also wanted to take part of this project, because the importance of the electricity without breaks was important for them. And yeah, the post-production took until 2018, and then we were finishing the project just 2019. And what was the result? Now we can change the slide. Go to the next one. So we had 122 houses possible to get connected, and we got 97 of them on board. So this was one kind of a record, how many people just took the optical fiber. And as a result, we were also invited to that Smartest Village contest. Working from home has increased by hundreds of percent with or without COVID. That already happened, but then now it of course has been really in the different level, and people are truly appreciating the possibility to do the teleworking from home. And I already told about this weatherproof electricity transmission. So this was the result, and now we can change to the next one. And we created some new business. Also, the electricity distribution company, they didn't have any business with the optical fiber before, and they had we were the first ones to really to implement it as a small village cooperative with the electricity company. So this has been really successful project for us, and gives us a really much of confidence to do the next step with our hall, which I will start to tell you now when we change the slide. So we have a process and project from old school building to an innovative concept to make it as a multi-service center. And the next slide is telling really the core of our vision. We want to make our village hall to be the heart of the Raudanmaa, like the school was in the before. It was always the heart of our village, where it served as a meeting point for villagers, and we want to have it in the same way in the future as well. It will be the platform of multiple services for villagers, the customers, networks of partners and travelers, because what we already know that we really can't rely only on the village people who live in the village on their shoulders, because there will be the expenses will be pretty high, so we need to create some new businesses to collect the money from outside of our village as well. And for that reason, we have been decided to bring the city farm or the kids farm to Finland, as you know it, in especially in Benelux countries. And our Smart Village Hall will be the beacon of our activity, cooperation, and innovative thinking. And yeah, let's see how we will do it in the next slide. Yeah, and this is the first big benefit, what I'm going to tell you about how we are benefiting of being part of this Smart Rural project of us, that we get consultation, for example, on this children farm project part. So basically, Innovationsbund from Belgium is collecting data for us, how to basically to have the benchmarks, what we should do or what we should avoid to do when starting the children's farms. He collected first for us 13 case studies, and then we were able to select 3 of them, and then get more depth information about these farms and how we could learn from them. So this has been really big thing for us on this Smart Rural project. And the next slide, please. And how we are aiming to get to our vision, I will tell you now from our operational goals, then about the operational model, how we are building the functional design, renovation and building, and then about the innovation. So let's go further. So we have started our Raudanmaa Village Cooperative just end of last year, and the idea is that it owns the premises and the surrounding land, and it will manage the Smart Village Hall premises and offers a platform for services produced by our associations, but also the private sector companies. Important thing is that it will lead and coordinate the innovation activities, and to get still some extra money after the COVID, that we are able to again arrange the events and offer services to villagers as well as for the tourists. And on the next few slides, I tell more in depth about the activities, what we have planned. So basically, it will be the center for exercise, culture, and hobbies. We have also now several clubs and hobbies going on, and we want to keep them going and then bring some extras there as well. The cooking club is the it's a biggest success where everybody wants to attend every month, and then we have the music lessons been there for decades as well, the gym and different kind of exercise courses what we are doing. We have our own ice skating ring. What is one of our associations takes care of it. Like yesterday, they are with just spreading the water and getting the ice there, and yeah, then it's a very good exercise, because even the small children, they just then clean it up of snow after the snowfall and starts skating only after that. So everything we do by ourselves, but also we want to have then the hairdresser and massage and that type of new things what we don't have there now. And next slide is about the services what we are aiming to is also to have there the lunch and cafeteria. We just visited one of the Smart Village competitors 2 weeks ago, about 40-50 kilometers from here, and they have a small village as we have, but they had 2 pizzerias they're running. They had the nice cafeteria. Just to trust yourself makes a difference as well. Where we are located here in Raudanmaa, it's like 20 minutes both ways before you will find the next cafeteria. So we have a 40-minute cap, and we have almost 2,000 cars passing by every day us. So we are quite positive that this will work. As we have the optical fiber, we will use the virtual doctor services as well. With the electric transmission company, we are discussing about to have the electric car charging possibilities, and with our postal service, we will have the package drop-off point and this type of a different kind of a services. Many of them with the digitality. And in the next slide is also the remote work hub. We have already 6 persons who have committed to start to work there. Maybe not daily, but really to get out also from home. And if you have small children, then it's easier to work not always in your living room, but to go this remote work hub. For elderly people, the gym is important. Let's see if we will have the private daycare preschool in the future. But the animal assisted therapy, we are really hoping to have already running next year. Next summer, we are aiming to have already the animals, some of them there, and start more like a tourism part already next summer. And what else? The next one tells. Next slide is more about this tourism business. Is maybe a big word for us, but to start the services for travelers and tourists. Basically, we have many Airbnb locations already just next to this village hall. So now we want to give possibilities to do some activities in our village, and we have very good location because you can take a bus and come by public transportation to our school building, because it's only like 50 meters from the nearest bus stop, and also to the lake, to the beach. It's like 500 meters from our village hall. So it's a good location from that point of view. And the old truth that you should have two reasons why to stop is then the cafeteria and the animals, and then the extra is the possibility to do the hiking and canoeing and this type of things. But also we want to be the innovation center. So in the next slide, that's the last one about what we are aiming to do is really the companies that we start to do the cooperation. They are, I will tell a few words of them as well in the next slides, but it's about the energy solutions, digitalization, different kind of a spatial solution. So this is now also the part of the Smart Rural project, is the process how to, when you have these public buildings which are not used any longer in this original purpose, and how you will change it to this type of a village hall. So this is also part of our project. And in the next slide are those like I told, those cooperation companies, ASIA has now committed themselves for the 5-year project that they will create the system, especially for the remote places where we don't have, it's not logic, or it's not possible that we would have a person there waiting in the gym, opening the doors if somebody comes in. So basically they want to make this scalable project that they use us as a pilot, and to create this system, how you are able to make the reservations, the bookings, and paying the reservations in the internet, and then control the door openings, and also booking some other things, for example, renting the kayak or so. This is one of our companies that are working with us. And the next one is about the, if you change the slide, is the with what we are going to do in the future with Elenia, the digital after-school care. This is something totally innovative. Nobody is doing it yet in Finland. I don't know if somewhere else in the world, but we are going to use the animals to stream what the animals are doing, and also then to help on the homework. And yeah, because in Finland the school days end already like 12:30 in the afternoon, and the parents come home only like at 5 o'clock or so. So it's a long afternoon to our children from 8 years old till, yeah, from 8 years old up, that they need to stay alone at home, because the school after school care what they are organizing mostly is only for the first or second grade kids, and after that they need to just to take care of themselves by themselves. So this is one thing. Next slide is then about this 3D model and the equipments that we are going to get for free to our gym from the partner called Fressi. It's a big chain of the gyms, and they will have the equipment that they are not going to use any longer in their places. So then they will give them for us after doing the maintenance, and then we will get them to our place. So we are really excited about that as well. Couple slices, I can see that I get so excited always, so it's almost half an hour, 25 minutes already. I hope you are still there listening. So here are the visual planning of our school, how it will look like. It doesn't need so much changes, but some. And then in the next slide, I can tell you how we benefited of Smart Rural project is that we got the funding to do the advice and planning how to renovate the old school building to a multi-service hub, and more generally in the European level, how these type of public buildings are turned into these village-owned service hubs, where we enable the businesses, public services, and the third sector really to do things together in the same place, and in the same time it will still serve also as a recreational and communal space for our villagers. So this is the big thing, and here's all what we have already done and what we are planning to do. So basically, and this year is the year of the building, and next year hopefully already the growth development. Right. So what's the end of, as a result of all of this? If you change the slide, please. Is really to have the more services. And here I wanted just to emphasize maybe the villages you have just joined but you were not among the first 5 pilot villages. So what we have gained already now is really what also the companies that we do the cooperation, what they value is the visibility on the European level. This project brings us the credibility, the novelty value. Local and national news have been interested about us. Yeah, in a nutshell, this Smart Rural project of us has made Raudanmaa an interesting place, and I hope you are able to benefit to be part of this project in the same way in your villages. And yes, basically the next slide is the last one, and just telling what we are aiming in Raudanmaa: 100% more services, 100% more tourism income, 10 new businesses and 10 new innovations. This is our goal. Let's see how we will end. All right. Hey, thank you very much. And yeah, our thinking is the best way to change the future is to design it. Hopefully you have enjoyed, and let's discuss now.